Thank you very much for joining me on this Thursday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. I want to get into what we're dealing with Philippe out there, how it is going to bring some snow up to the north, a strong tropical wave near Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, Dominica. I'll get into that. And the Gulf of Mexico is open for business. I want to show you what I'm seeing in the Gulf of Mexico, all in this video. Now, here is Philippe stretching some showers and storms to the south. Let me show you this. This is some of the rain that moved through parts of Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, kind of feeding up into Philippe. But this here is what I was telling you about yesterday, trying to give you the early heads up for that flood potential. Anywhere from especially Dominica south, we have that higher chance of rain and storms. This is going to lead to flooding in some spots as this tropical wave moves in. You see the flare up of the rain and storms, more to come. So isolated flooding, a potential eastern and especially southeastern Caribbean. Watching this over the next couple days. Look at these totals, 3-day totals. Now, this is a computer model. So again, some white shading here, which would be high rain totals, but that may be a little bit over here, or it could be a little bit more up here. But this gives me a feel that there's a ton of available moisture with this tropical wave moving in. So you see this white shading here, even that black shading near Grenada over the next few days, 100 to 150 millimeters of rain in some spots, or 4 to 6 inches of rain. And when you get to 100 millimeters or 4 inches, that is my threshold. That's when we see some flooding, especially as we get toward parts of Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, that was just dealing with some of the rain from Philippe. This could really add on to that. So again, please use some caution. Get the word out about this. The tropical wave will be impacting us over at least the next 2 days with isolated areas of flooding. Now, as promised, the Gulf of Mexico. I want to jump ahead a little bit here to give you the early heads up. So I do this channel for safety. The Gulf, next week, there's going to be a front that moves by, especially southeastern United States, in through the Gulf of Mexico. The front will then stall out and linger. Along this, we could see something spinning up anywhere from Jamaica north, Belize north really, the potential of some tropical development, northwestern Caribbean into the Gulf of Mexico late next week. So again, giving you that kind of early warning, not that we're going to see anything huge, but there is that potential of tropical development in those spots as we work our way into late next week. I'll be watching that for you. Here's one front that's going to sweep in, tied to Philippe. Now, let me get to Philippe and how it's going to actually bring some snow. Now, Bermuda, we're going to see some tropical storm conditions working in, especially tonight in through the day tomorrow. Here's a front. Now, this is tomorrow as we work our way into our Friday morning. Some gustier winds, heavy rain. Bermuda, I know you were a rock. You'll be able to handle this, but we will see some heavier weather at times moving in. I'll dive into that further for you in a second. And then this area here becomes less tropical in nature. It ties into the front. So late, this is Saturday midday. Saturday, heavier weather already working in. Through the day on Saturday, parts of New England, then you get toward New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. And then as this works in, what's left of Philippe works in on Sunday morning, it's going to be kind of get together with that front, and it is going to be strong enough to wrap in extra cold air. And then look at this white shading showing up because of Philippe in the tropics lifting up to the north. That is going to enhance the chance of rain or snow rather right near the Great Lakes. Very interesting that we're going to see that. Again, it's not uncommon, but it is really going to enhance that chance of snow right there. So the tropics tied to a snowstorm up by the Great Lakes as we work our way into Sunday and early next week. Now, getting a look at Bermuda, right on track. We'll see some of the winds gusting to about 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles per hour. Some heavy rain of 100 millimeters or 4 inches of rain or more in some spots. We're going to see those downpours moving in. Keep me posted. If you're in Bermuda, I'll be going through your comments, thinking of you as you deal with these tropical storm conditions. Then this big swirl kind of lifts in. It loses its tropical characteristics, but Saturday into Sunday, we will have some gusts of 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles per hour again, especially parts of Nova Scotia, near Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, and back toward Maine, even watching over toward Cape Cod. And then that colder air wraps in back behind it. That'll provide some snow on the back end of that system. You can see the winds here. Now, here's Bermuda right there. The wind field is going to expand as this loses tropical characteristics. More of this white shows up. Those are some of the gustier winds, so we'll see that again tonight into tomorrow by Bermuda, and then this will lift up to the north and bring the gustier winds moving forward. You see how it expands? Even some of the red showing up, which could be some gust around 70 miles per hour. That'll mainly be offshore, but you can see some of the gustier winds that move into extreme eastern New England, back to parts of the Atlantic region of Canada. Could get some gusty winds as well. Newfoundland watching you, but again, we're not going to get a ton. Most of it's back toward Nova Scotia, over toward Maine. And you see the models right on track, trying to drive what's left of this system right up here, and then as it hooks back into the front, that's where it draws in that colder air and then actually enhances that chance of some snow. We have that tropical storm warning in effect for Bermuda. There may be some watches and warnings issued down the road. There should be Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and then watching back toward Maine. So we'll see those most likely issued later today. But there's the blob, and then there's that, the heavy rain, the flood potential I was talking about at the beginning of the video, back toward parts of the eastern Caribbean. Scattered showers over here. We've got this here, Lydia. Lydia will eventually weaken. Always keeping an eye on the Pacific side as well. So there is the rain with, now there's Philippe. There's the rain with a tropical wave that's moving in. Doesn't need to be a named system to cause flooding, especially as I mentioned. What's important is the areas that got some flooding already with Philippe, we're going to add to that, and that is going to be an issue. So this is later today. Costa Rica, Panama, also that chance of some rain. Spotty storms in Jamaica. Jamaica has been interesting in the last 2 weeks. We haven't had a big system move by, but where we've gotten some storms, they've been on the stronger side. So watching us in Jamaica. And then you see here by late on Friday, still the scattering to widespread storms. That's what I was mentioning. Additional rain, especially the southeastern Caribbean as we get into late tomorrow. Generally the active pattern, Costa Rica, Panama, that flood potential. And then as we work our way into Saturday, you see this batch of rain here? That's a feeder band lifting all the way up toward Philippe. Scattered showers and storms, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, as we work our way into our Saturday forecast. So again, Philippe is the name we're dealing with now. We already had Rena briefly. Sean will be the next name on the list. And there is a tropical wave as well coming off the coast of Africa, which may develop. Early indications are that would stay out to sea, but I'm going to be watching that. So Bermuda, that very high chance of rain, broke that down for you again. The tropical storm conditions moving in today into tonight, a high chance of rain. Barbados, watching out for the flood potential. St. Lucia, some stronger storms, watching out for that flood potential today into tomorrow. Trinidad and Tobago, same thing. Leave your comments, your location. This is a weather community, so you can let others know what's going on where you are. Grenada, that high chance of rain with that tropical wave. 80% chance today, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A 50% chance in Guadeloupe, but some of the storms could be strong. Guadeloupe, we could see some of the flooding. Dominica, we could see flooding. 60% chance of rain at least. Martinique, we could see some additional flooding. A 60 to 70% chance of rain today. Still active tomorrow on the backside of this tropical wave. 50% chance of those thunderstorms in Jamaica. A 50% chance in Puerto Rico. Scattered storms the next few days. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, about a 30 to 40% chance the next 2 days. And those seas are still high with Philippe lifting to the north. Antigua and Barbuda, 40% chance of rain today. St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, 30% chance the next couple days, 40% chance in Anguilla, and a 40% chance of some spotty showers and storms. St. Martin, Saba, Statia, there'll be some around. 30% chance as we work our way through the Cayman Islands, and then that 20% chance in Belize. Not as much in Belize, but again, late next week, watching the northwestern Caribbean and the Gulf for the potential of some tropical development. Scattered showers in the Bahamas, 20% chance today in the Yucatan of Mexico, a 30% chance the next couple days, Turks and Caicos. Scattered showers and storms, Haiti and in the Dominican Republic. Some could be strong, little uptick as I showed you on Saturday. We're going to see a better chance of some storms in the Dominican Republic on Saturday. Cuba holding on to an even 30% chance the next few days, a 30% chance as well in Aruba. At least that chance of rain has been around, better than the 5% chance we were dealing with. Same thing in Curacao and Bonaire. Elevated chance of rain. I mentioned that flood threat. Costa Rica and Panama. We're going to see some flooding in spots the next few days. 40% chance in northern Venezuela. Rain chance a little higher northern Guyana today, near the tropical wave. 30% chance in Suriname and 20% chance for tomorrow. So Philippe moving toward Bermuda, Maine, parts of Canada. That tropical wave in the eastern Caribbean. Watching out for some areas of flooding and monitoring the Gulf and the northwestern Caribbean. So definitely an interesting setup as you get into fall. We're even talking about some snow tied into a tropical system as it lifts way up to the north. So leave your comments. Thank you for sharing this information. I'll be with you throughout the day, going back and forth with you in the comments section. Have a great day ahead.